Hello, this is Nikisha Leatherwood, and I am presenting my final project for the Practicum course that we are enrolled in, and glory be to God for this day. So I am completing my third year as the principal of Alta Vista Elementary School, and we needed to create a streamlined protocol manual to help new teachers and existing teachers with protocol. If you are a teacher or know a teacher, they will tell you that there are many requirements required of them to do today, and oftentimes new teachers get overwhelmed, as do existing teachers, with the plethora of tasks that teachers have to do today. So we currently have a handbook, but it was really important to just kind of streamline many of the protocol and policy procedures into one document, and so thus the creation of the protocol manual. And as you can see, it begins with a welcome right here. These signs right here are just a few of the signs that are visible in our courtyard and on our campus at Alta Vista Elementary School. On the cover right here you see a welcome, and this is the front of the school, and you will see the poles, which was one of the projects completed during my first year there as principal, and they resemble pencils. And actually, that is just a goldenrod paint over a green pole with pink paint on the top, and those, it's sealed or combined, shall we say, with actually dryer duct that goes on the back of like an electric or gas dryer for clothing. You'll see our contact information over here, the principal, which this project is so bittersweet because for the 2018-19 school year, I will not be the principal at Alta Vista Elementary. So it was so ironic. Just as soon as this project was complete, I was told that I would be transferring to a new school. So this project is very memorable, and it truly embodies what we do as servant leaders, because I will give it away to the new principal to use as a guide and to be updated to her liking. But the assistant principal, Mr. Gaymon, is still there, and Miss Danielle Prudhomme, one of the best secretaries in the world, will also remain at Alta Vista Elementary to serve the new principal. But it has our newly adopted mission, which says, "We, the Alta Vista family, believe in every student every day." And so there's a table of contents here which just describes what's located on each page. And so there's a Q&A section of what teachers really need to know, technology solutions, things about our media center, the classroom conditions for learning, procedures to follow in the clinic, cafeteria, and accidents, work session norms for our PLCs, information about our guidance department and the multi-tiered systems of support, samples of support team worksheet, samples of parent communication letters, samples of Tier 2 intervention plans. And you will see there are several pages there, and the reason that we did that is to give teachers opportunity to utilize this as an actual workbook as well. So I'll kind of skim through some of those pages quickly when we get there. There's a Title I information guide, what each secretary is responsible for, procedures and expectations, special features of our school, a school map, who's who, which is a guide to the staff that was the staff, although some of those staff members will change, information about positive behavior intervention and supports, lesson plans for positive behavior intervention and supports, with a list of office managed and teacher managed behaviors. There is a discipline flow chart, the care matrix, which embodies our PBIS rules and expectation. And more than ever so, teachers, educators need to be reminded of our code of ethics as outlined by the Florida Department of Education and adopted in the statute. And then a district calendar for the 2018-2019 school year, and then a section for notes. So as we kind of look through the manual, again, this was one of my final pictures that I took there, and we did a great project at the end of the year where we all held a sign, the students did, of what they wanted to be when they grew up. And currently I'm already a principal, but being a world changer, thinking of what the Lord says in Jeremiah, for he knows the plans that he has for me, plans to prosper and to give me a future and hope. And so I don't know what all he has for me, but I do know that he has created me to change the world. Over here, there are some keys to success for being a teacher: having excellent classroom management, being in it for the children and their needs, letting data drive decisions, and so forth. Okay, there's information on employee leave. They need to call ASAP, which is the system, ASAP, the number right there for them to call. Anything dealing with personal leave, temporary duty of assignment, filling out leave forms. These are some of the compliance trainings that we deal with once a year. Okay, talking about our professional learning communities, because there is really, really, really a lot that teachers must do to be successful. Okay, when we look at our technology solutions, talks about our computer lab and how it will be used for various testing throughout the year. This is Angel Holbrook. She is our new network manager that will serve Alta Vista for the upcoming year. And a list of some of our various websites that are used. As we move on, we look kind of at the media center and the library procedures, and for checking out books before, during, and after school times and guided reading sets. Here are the procedures for getting copies and how to get papers, your code for your copiers, grade level copies, and how to get supplies and things laminated. And we, set it up where we just listed some of those procedures. These are things and questions that teachers have. Here are the classroom conditions for learning. And it tells there are just things a new teacher doesn't know. What do I do? What do I buy? Where do I put it? How does it go? So we wanted them to have a nice little manual to be able to go back and to refer to. Okay, talks a little bit about curriculum, not in the curriculum aspect, but again about what they should be using. So it sticks more to policy and procedures. Okay, little section over here about the cafeteria manager and how to put in your lunch count each day. This here talks about the nurse and accidents and clinic visits, and we even put a copy of our clinic pass. Okay, got to make sure children are safe. In our school, there are PLCs, which are professional learning communities, and then there are work session norms. So when teachers come to PLCs, they are expected to begin and end each work session on time, arrive with an open mind, prepared to stay on the task, bring all necessary completion resources, and everyone is expected to contribute to the completion of tasks. Many of our children today, we know they all don't learn at the same pace, and so there is guidance and multi-tiered systems of support in place to help those students. And this gives an overview of exceptional student education and how a student would be staffed if necessary, an overview of the tiered model for success for all students, expectations for MTSS. Some teachers still call it RTI, which is responsive intervention, but it is now referred to as MTSS. We gave here samples of the student support team worksheets, and these were just in here so that teachers would understand. A lot of times the guidance counselor will ask them for materials and ask them, where is your MTSS documentation? And oftentimes teachers would say, well, I don't know, I didn't do this, or I didn't know that I needed to do this. So this was a step-by-step guide to MTSS, fidelity of progress monitoring. And we put this in here for the teachers so that they would know this is the most current information. Communication home, whenever a student is going to be placed on a Tier 2 intervention plan. Here is an example of a Tier 2 intervention plan that is just blank right here. And then the guides that, the worksheet that is kept up with it. So again, a Tier 2 intervention worksheet right here. And just working with them so that they can have those for those students who actually need it. And again, many times teachers did not have examples or samples, and so we put multiple ones in there so that the students would get exactly what they needed. And we wanted this to actually be a workbook so that if teachers needed to use this as a workbook, they could begin and actually write in that and keep up with samples. So that is the reason why there is a redundancy of pages in there. Okay, Alta Vista Elementary is a Title I school, and the facilitator is Ms. Blaze Houston, and just giving an overview of the communication to parents and what teachers are required to do as part of the requirements of Title I, and an example of home communication or teacher communication log with parents. There are 3 secretaries at the school, and there is a list here of what each secretary does, and it's important because sometimes teachers waste time going to the wrong person, which could lead to frustration. Then we get into the procedures with arrival and dismissal. Attendance, it is required by teachers to enter attendance daily. Authentic work samples, how to keep up with a calendar, bulletin boards, and cumulative records of students, and so forth. So these are alphabetized, but many of the things that students must do, but that teachers must keep up with, and how to best serve their needs. So that's just a list. There's just so many things. One of the things that I'm very proud of this year is we did apply for a chapter of the National Elementary Honor Society and was awarded one. And we're looking into growing into STEM, and this talks about our news program and just again the procedures for some of these things. But I'm very, very proud to be the principal that applied for this charter, and even though I won't be there to see it, I will be invited to the first induction ceremony. Here is just a copy of the map letting teachers know where their rooms will be, where to go to the restroom, and just so many other things. A who's who guide to staff, and again, that's me as the principal, though I will no longer be there. This will be updated with the new principal. There's the assistant principal, and then the staff, and it will be updated once all the new staff is in place. So this is the manual that was created for Alta Vista Elementary School, and I am so grateful to have served there as the principal for the past 3 years. But just in closing with this project, and there is that notes section, and just to kind of show you just a few of the things here on the end. Okay, we looked at, I told you that there was a discipline flow chart right there. Those were those PBS rules and expectations for like the cafeteria, in the computer lab, recess, walkways, dismissal expectations, bathroom, because we are a model PBIS school, and that's also something that I'm very proud of. I got there in 2015, and the school did not even have a decent PBIS process in place, and after 1 year we became, 2 years, 15, 16, no, 1 year, we were a model PBIS school. So I am grateful for that, and we will apply to continue with that. But again, just looking through this, there's the calendar right there. This is the section of the Code of Ethics, which every educator should be aware of. I keep a copy in my desk at all times. And then a section for notes. So I'm very grateful to have completed this project and to be able to give it to Ms. Stewart, who will serve as the new principal of Alta Vista Elementary. And I will just leave you with this scripture, which kind of defined the work that I've been doing. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it is in Luke chapter 12. And it is verse 48, the second part of the verse, which states, "For unto whomsoever much is given of him shall be much required, and to whom men have committed much of him they will ask the more." And then 49 says, "I am come to send fire on the earth, and what will I, if it be already kindled?" And I will serve as the principal of Citrus Ridge, a civics academy located in the northern part of Davenport, going toward the Four Corners area. So I'm very grateful for this opportunity to serve. I'm grateful for the opportunity to complete this project. Have a blessed day and a happy weekend. God bless you.